Kingdom Culture.
Michael Personne, formerly entitled. How you doing, bro?
I'm good. It's good to be here.
Yeah, we're live in Birmingham. It's great to actually connect with, again, UK Christian rappers in another place. How you been? How's life been since, entitled, and the music that you used to make, some time back?
Life. I feel as if a lot has changed. There's been a lot of growth since the last time I released music. I've obviously graduated. I've come into the real world, I guess, and now I'm ready to jump back into the music.
Have you been writing a lot in what? So since when was your last release? Is it Just a Taste 2?
That was Just a Taste 2. That would have been towards the end of 2016, so it's been a while. And I hadn't written anything for the whole of 2017, more or less. I didn't start writing until around December 2017. But since then I have been writing. I'm looking to drop something very soon.
Yeah. So and how did you develop since that time? Because obviously you've taken some time away, personal reflection and all of those other things. But could you tell us like what it's been like since putting a pen down and a mic down for a hot minute? How have you developed and changed over this time?
I think I've gained more of a focus as to what I want to do with music now, why I'm doing music. I kind of analysed all of my old stuff and looked at the areas that I thought I could improve on. So for example, when I used to do music, I just did it as a hobby. I did it because I felt like there was no sort of strategy towards it. It was just, well, I feel like making a song, let me write, let me record. And that was nice, but I think when you want to do something properly, there has to be a greater level of intentionality with everything. And this year out kind of helped me to become more precise in terms of what I want to do with this music, where I want to go and whatnot.
So when you look back on Just a Taste, Just a Taste 2 and other music that you've made, would you rewrite them? Would you change anything in it, or are you happy with what you've done? Would you still associate with it?
I still associate with it. I mean, I wouldn't change any of the lyrics or anything. I think the lyrics are on point. Perhaps minor things in regard to the recording. Like there'll be times where I didn't think the recording was on point, but I thought, let me just go with it. This wasn't all there, but let me just go ahead. I'm a bit of a perfectionist at times, but I can't let that stop me in the things that I want to do in the future. But I think I'll definitely be more precise in terms of making sure that everything's at a quality that I want it.
You're up in Birmingham, and we deal specifically with UK Christian hip hop and rappers and those of the faith. So how do you feel UK Christian hip hop, its connectivity in Birmingham is like? How do you think it's reflected in Birmingham?
In Birmingham, that's an interesting one. I'd say there's not much of a connectivity within Birmingham between artists. Birmingham, it's not a big place. I'd say in comparison to London, I'd still say that there's perhaps more connectivity in London. Perhaps that's because there's more artists, and that's just the central hub for things. But I think there's a lot of potential for things to grow here. I think it requires people just supporting local artists, coming out to events. Events happen, but they don't get the best numbers. So I think it is down to the artists to produce good quality music and to connect with each other, but also for the people of Birmingham to support their local artists and come out to events and buy and listen to our music.
How do you feel the churches in Birmingham respond to Christian rappers? Do you think it's a positive response or not?
The churches, I can only go by the churches that I've experienced or been to. The ones I've been to are generally receptive of it. I don't know if that's the same across churches, but yeah, the ones I've been to, they seem to take to it.
So on your time away from music, did you feel at any point you was not going to come back? Or did you always know that you have a purpose to fulfill? Or the calling is bigger or the dream is bigger?
At one point, I wasn't sure whether I'd come back, so I took the break or made the decision to take the break around December/January, start of 2017, and at that time, I was kind of it was my final year of university. I was looking to focus on that. Music wasn't a massive priority, and then once I'd graduated from university, I kind of thought to myself, is this something I want to do? Is this something I want to go back into? But the answer was clearly yes, because I'm back now. But there was a time that I wasn't too sure whether I'd come back.
So you was formerly known as Entitled.
Mm-hmm.
You've changed your name to Michael
Personne.
Why the change?
So the change was for three main reasons. Most of them to do with that year I took out from music. So the first one was the word entitled. It often carries negative connotations. So this person feels entitled to this, and it has connotations relating to pride and people feeling that they're more important or more superior than they are. So I didn't want my name associated with anything negative. That was number one. Number two, I feel like in the year or so that I took out from music, I've grown a lot, both as an artist and as an individual, and I wanted something to reflect that change. And number three, I just wanted something with a greater meaning. So Michael, meaning who is like God, the question mark in Hebrew. The answer being nobody. Didn't want to call myself Michael Nobody, so I went for the French alternative, Personne. Who is like God, nobody, Michael, Personne.
Hard. I'm currently in UK Christian hip hop, and then I'll ask you one for CHH, like worldwide. What artist has got your eye?
It's a tough one.
Obviously, this is not like your number one artist, but just someone that right now you're like, yeah, this person's bars in, like.
Cool. So I'm not too sure how he defines himself, whether he calls himself a Christian artist or not, but Marvelous. Got my eye on Marvelous. To be honest, I've had my eye on Marvelous from Lost and Found Mixtape way back, and now to see where he is now, it's a good look. He's doing a lot. He's doing bits, and on an international level, that's a tough one. No Big Deal. I'm liking what he's doing. I probably wouldn't say he's my favorite, but he's the first that comes to mind in terms of someone who's doing it big at the moment.
Hard. And I'm not going to put you on the spot on this one, but could you give me a 16?
Yo, this is a surprise. Cool. I want you to use your imagination for this. Let's take it to an alternate reality. Before masses of intergalactic gases burned in the galaxies and classes used interactive tactics yearning for clarity, relaxed as they understand that facts are learned through their faculties. Before all of this, before the formation of formulas sought to sift the sun and explore what the source of the Earth's orbit is, the sum of this order was none, just a sort of mist that covered the face and the front of this unformed abyss. Fast forward, and man's walking the earth. So pristine and clean was never formed from the dirt. Forget a fall and a curse. In this imaginary planet, the plan is all in reverse. The first humans were a people of persistence, so they handcrafted what they couldn't speak into existence. More issues, but less options, so they applied their initiative to address problems. First dilemma was darkness. Learn, develop and harness earthly elements. Stir intelligence using crafts. Discern the measurements. Merge the precedents of the past. Preserve it then and observe the evidence for advancements. In other words, let there be light to increase their spectrum of sight through lanterns, lamps and lampposts to postmodern designs that were inspired by experts and bright minds who prided in their ability. By they said to humility, building towers like Babel with heights that spread to infinity. Slight hyperbole, certainly they were limited, but because of their actions, the earth was severed from heaven.
Fam, food for thought. You know what? Thank you for that, man.